Welcome back guys on my YouTube channel. Today I'm in company of the 2026 Husqvarna 701 Enduro, and in today's video I will explain to you and guide you through step by step to the installation of the new Rebel X ultralight rally kit, on which we will also place this time the taller windshield, and I'll show you the full setup. Now, with no further ado, let's start disassembling and preparing all our parts. Before building this 2026 701, we wanted to check the weight, and it turns out that without fuel we have 149.6 kilograms and the percentage load on the front of 45.99% and 54.01% on the rear. Now let's see how it changes once we fully build it into a rally bike. First step, we'll need to remove the headlight assembly and the plastic on the back. So we'll go and remove the black bolts with the T30 Torx. Disconnect the headlight connector. Behind here we'll need to start removing all the zip ties and bringing out and disconnecting all the connectors. Little pro tip, you see the green and the red, this is for the turn indicators. I will write which one is on the right and which one is on the left. Now you're asking yourself why I put on the left hand side R for right and on the right hand side the left, but reality, when you do this you always have to consider you're sitting on the bike, and that's why we are looking at the right hand side and left hand side. Take advantage now to remove both turn indicators. Now, once you removed all the cables, the turn indicators, remove the two bolts here of the headlight back plastic. To remove this back plastic, you would need to remove the brake hose, but then if you remove it, the Husqvarna has the ABS system, and then you need to go to a Husqvarna dealer to have it like reprogrammed, or the brake won't work. So the easiest is just to make a clean cut on the bottom and then here on the side. In that way you will be able to remove the mask, and even if you need to then place it back on the bike to turn it in Enduro again, you'll be able to do it. This won't go anywhere and no one will notice. Now that the front is nice and empty, I kept the wires here on the side, and after I'll run them through here. You're ready to put the main bracket. You'll need to remove the two fender bolts, and then we'll start constructing our ultralight rally kit. From the mask, we'll remove the 4 bolts of the OEM dashboard. We'll also remove the USB ports. Consider that on the ultralight rally kit, you'll be able to put the OEM USB, but also the OEM turn indicators. Okay, we are ready to start mounting the ultralight kit. Here I'm showing you both windshield types. We have the standard one and the taller one. This is 10 centimeters taller and wraps around a bit more, so you have more protection for your devices and also for the airflow. Then here we have all the bolts already prepared. The tower, after I'll show you each step to mount the tower of the bike, and also I placed the dashboard and the USB ports on the dedicated bracket, and this will go mounted like this with easy access to the OEM USB ports. As optional, there is also one bracket where you can continue to use the OEM USB port, but also put the dual USB port with voltmeter display, meaning when you place the order, be sure what you want, because if not, then you'll have to also get this bracket if you go for the other version with the dual USB ports. First thing, once you have the bike nice and clean and don't connect the cables, put the M6 washer there in position and just leave it there. On top of it, we'll go and place the main triple clamp bracket. On the lower M6 bolts, it's advised to put a bit of blue thread lock, so the medium thread lock. In this tutorial video we are not doing it, but be sure to do it. Don't tighten them completely yet, as there is a bit of adjustment on the bracket, and place the top ones also, and once they are all four in place, then you can start tightening. Both the top and the lower bolts are M6 by 25 millimeter. Now that you place the bracket and tighten the bolts on top and on the bottom, you'll have to put in place the wires, but before this you'll want to plug in the headlight wiring harness, and the ACC2 plug will go in the ACC2 plug on the bike. There's also an ACC1. ACC1 is continuous power, so you always have power even when the bike is off. ACC2, you have power only when the bike is turned on. The dashboard is placed on the dashboard bracket directly with the OEM bolts and spacers and rubber grommets. So you'll just take them out of the plastic headlight mask and put them on. Quick tip: once you install the ACC2 plug and headlight wiring harness, start reconnecting these wires and make them go through the top. Now that you've connected all the main wires and make them go through inside the tower, we will go and place this cable guide. Now I'll show you, because this cable guide arrives like this, but there is the trick in order to open it. Just have to pull down, it comes open, and then easy, just push to close it down. At this point we'll put it on so that we have the brake hose out of the way. Get the left hand side of the fork, clip it on, get this part, the front part, make it go around, and then you'll run the zip ties and tighten the zip ties. Now it's time to put the tower body on. As you can see on the tower, you have space also for the turning indicators. On this tower, the fuse box is on the left hand side of the bike. Group all together the wires and slide the tower in. Bring up all the wires, slide in the tower, and put the M8 bolts through, so that then the tower stays in position, and after we'll put the nut and washer. Now that the tower is in position, we'll put the washer and the nut behind the M8 by 20 bolts. After, we'll start working our way through the wires, making them go in the right place and zip tying them to the spacers. Get your 13 millimeter and Allen key, go tighten everything together on top and then below. Now, first part of the wire I'd advise you to place is the power cable for the fuse box. You remove the outer nut with the washer, place your power lead in. Don't over tighten when you're tightening this, just tighten the right amount. Next step I'd say you do is run the headlight wiring harness to the lights. On this you have an extra JST. This is another power lead. If you want to connect any additional accessory that needs power or additional light, you can use this. If not, you'll use only the super seal connectors. Now, after putting the lights, we'll put the turn indicators. If you remember, we marked with an R and an L, so you can't go wrong. The green goes to the right. Now time to install the bracket with the OEM dashboard and the USB port. We kept the connectors here nice and close, so keep that in mind while putting everything else on. Be sure when you put the dashboard connector that it goes in nice and straight, not sideways, or you could ruin the pins. You have to hear it do that click. Once you put the connectors, now slide in the bracket and put the M6 by 16 bolts. When you do this operation, be sure you keep outside the ground harness, because then we're gonna bolt it on any bolt here on the tower in order to have our fuse box work. The position for the dashboard bracket bolt are up here and down here, both sides, and 5x16 bolts. Now quickly I'll show you how to assemble the tower, because when it comes out of the box you receive all the brackets like this. You get these spacers and the M8x20 bolts. First thing, you put them through this hole. Second hole, other spacer. Third hole. Once you place in the correct position the spacers, you'll get the other side of the tower and put the bolts through. In this phase you can just tighten by hand, because then we will want a bit of play to put the headlight in the middle. During this step I recommend that you put the fuse box on with the two M5x30 bolts. Next step, I'll show you how to install the headlight. You have a flood and a spotlight. I tend to prefer to put the floodlight on the lowest point and the spotlight on top. Run the headlight, then get this spacer, run the M6x35 bolt through the spacer and onto the headlight. You'll do the same on the other side. You'll slide in the spacer and run the bolt through. Same for the bottom light, you can't go wrong. You can choose if you want to bring it a bit backwards or forward. On the lower light you can do this. I'll put it in the further forward hole. Okay, headlights in position. You won't tighten yet, because once you're on the bike and turn on the bike, based on how your suspension is set, you'll want to tilt the angle to have the best light. I showed you already, this is the dashboard bracket. It will go down in this position, but you see it better while we were doing it. But here you see the bracket for the OEM USB and the dual USB ports. Next step that is already on the bike is the C bracket. On here you can put any tablet, you don't need any extra bracket. So out of the box, the Rebel X kit lets you fit any GPS, any tablet. Just if you have a paper roadbook, you'll need to get the roadbook holder, or if you want to put a tablet like the DMD2 and 2 trip master or 1 trip master, you'll get the additional bracket. This goes around here, and thanks to all these holes, you have a lot of adjustments, both horizontally but also vertically. In this way, you'll always find the right position for the bracket. Last but not least, you have your windshield brackets. You have different slots here and also on the tower, meaning that you can bring it backward and forward. You can tilt the angle of the windshield, and you'll put the M5x16 bolts with the washer and the nut. I recommend you do this step when the tower is onto the bike. Now, last step, once the windshield brackets are on the bike and you have wired everything, you'll see now a B-roll of where I wired the ground. When you want to use the fuse box, I'll show an example of a diagram that you can use, so you can pause the video. Next step, last step, is the windshield. Here you see the standard windshield and the new taller windshield. It's about 10 centimeters taller. It also wraps around more around the tower. It improves the aerodynamics of the bike. Furthermore, this brand new windshield is a brand new mold. This meaning you can get it only at Rebel X. I know there are many copycats of this kit that are using the same windshield as this one that you can see, but in case you have a copycat kit, just know that Rebel X will sell really at a high price this new windshield in order to make it more complicated for people to copy the products. But when ordering the full kit, you'll be able to choose between tall and low, and the adjustment price will be really minimum for the taller windshield. Another thing I like, it has a brand new graphic. When you put the bolts on these rubber grommets, no need to over tighten them, just tighten them enough until you feel on the back of the grommet the bolt just coming out and leave it flush. Now from this view you see how cool it is with the new taller windshield, because even with a big tablet like the F2R Digital Roadbook, we now have protection and everything is behind the windshield. So a nice upgrade, since Rebel X listened to all the customers saying they wanted something a bit taller for more wind protection, but also for big devices to be protected. Well guys, that's all for today. I hope this video was useful and that you like the new ultralight kit with the bigger windshield and the new graphic that matches nicely the OEM graphic of the 701. You'll be able to choose, as I mentioned, between one and the other. Be sure to leave down in the comments what are your thoughts. Let me know if you already own this kit and what is your experience with it. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to the channel, while I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!